my very hands, we have a sealed rose gold iPhone 6s. It is still wrapped in its plastic from 10 years ago. We're gonna flip it over. We're gonna open it. Sealed for 10 years, guys. We're breaking that seal in 3, 2, 1. Seal has been broken. The seal has now officially been broken. Here we go, guys. Here is our brand new iPhone 6s. Let's lift it up out of here and let's do this very satisfying peel. Got the back off. Got the front off. And let's see, after 10 years, if this device shows any signs of life. And here we have no signs of life on this iPhone 6s. In the box, we have our tray that was holding the device. We have our Designed by Apple in California booklet with our warranty card, our quick setup guide, and our Apple stickers. Also in the box, we have our 5-watt Apple power adapter. We have a brand new USB-A to Lightning cable, also in the box. And we have our 3.5mm wired Apple EarPods. I've successfully done a battery swap on this brand new iPhone 6s, and let's see if we get any signs of life after that battery replacement. And yes, we do. It is now booting up. As we boot up here, you can see it indeed does say slide to set up, and we do have that more squared off battery logo. So by those signs right there, we can see this is indeed running some version of iOS 9. So let's select English, United States. Now, the iPhone 6s, or any A9 device really, does have some serious activation issues on iOS 9. So hopefully we're able to get this thing activated 1, 2, 3 easy. But anyway, let me get on a Wi-Fi network, and then we can hopefully activate this brand new, 10 years later, iPhone 6s. We've just connected to a network. It's saying it may take a few minutes to activate your iPhone. And boom, immediately, somehow, the Apple gods were on our side and we got through activation. So, boom. Simple as that. Can't believe it, honestly. Disable location services. Check, see if Touch ID works. Yes, it does. Cancel that. Set up Touch ID later. Don't add a passcode. Set up as new iPhone. Don't have an Apple ID. Set up later in settings. Don't use. Terms and conditions. Set up later. Diagnostics. Don't send. Display zoom. Oh, here we go. There's our confirmation right there. We have the iOS 9 default wallpaper shown in the display zoom section of the setup. Let's go standard zoom. Welcome to iPhone. Here we go. Ready for iOS 9, guys? Boom. Just like, oh god. Let me quickly get this off of Wi-Fi here before it decides to update. There we go. We are now in airplane mode. But as you can see, we indeed do have the iOS 9 default wallpaper. And from Control Center as well, you can tell this is iOS 9. Although in Control Center, as you can see, it does have the night shift icon. Night shift was introduced, I believe, in iOS 9.3, so this does have to be a later version of iOS 9, but still iOS 9 nonetheless. But anyway, let's go into settings. Yeah, no, we don't want to update. So we're in settings. Let's go down to general. Let's tap about and let's see what version of iOS this iPhone is on. Okay, and under version, as we see, it is on version 9.3.1. Build number 13E238, and this is indeed a 128 gigabyte model, but 9.3.1, yeah. So that lines up with having night shift here. As you see, this was a brand new feature back in the day. It would make your display warmer to reduce the blue light on your eyes at night, make it easier to sleep. iOS 9 also introduced low power mode. Low power mode was brand new in iOS 9. This was also the first iPhone to ever come in a rose gold finish. It was also the first iPhone to have a 12 megapixel camera capable of recording 4K video. It was also the iPhone that introduced 3D touch, or the pressure sensitive layer of the display. As you see, if we 3D touch on the settings icon, we get our options for quick settings. The iPhone 6s also introduced the haptic engine, allowing for a much better vibration motor that other people weren't able to hear, but you were able to feel. Haptic engine was a huge thing. Went from the phones to the MacBook trackpads, to the iPad trackpads, then to the Apple Watch. So the haptic engine was huge. Still used today, actually, in modern iPhones. One cool thing you could do is on the keyboard, if you 3D touched anywhere on the keyboard, you'll get this cursor and you'll be able to move the cursor to wherever you want. Now, on modern iPhones today, you have to use the spacebar to get this functionality. You cannot just press hard anywhere. Let's go into settings. Let's go down to photos and camera. This phone was the first iPhone to be able to record 4K video. Now it's not 4K 60, but it is 4K 30 nonetheless. Let me take a quick video here. This is audio and video straight from the iPhone 6s. 4K 30. This phone was literally sealed in its box for 10 years. I can't believe it. We've got to look at our top-down camera angle, and we've got to look at our side camera angle, and let's take a look at some of these Apple boxes. 4K 30 video on the iPhone 6s, 10 years later. So that was a quick video test on the iPhone 6s. I just want to take a quick look at some of the exclusive wallpapers that were available in iOS 9 for this device. We have the live wallpapers that were brand new for this phone, introduced with 3D touch. So this one is the one for the Space Gray 6s, and if we 3D touch on it, you can see the beta fish animates. This one was for silver, I'm gonna say. Same thing, if we 3D touch, it animates. This one must have been for the gold. Same thing, 3D touch, it animates. This one for the rose gold, as you see it on the box for this phone. We're gonna do this one, but we'll take a look at the rest. This one, either for silver or gold, I'm assuming. And this one, some cool rare wallpapers. Live wallpapers, nonetheless, for this iPhone 6s. We take it home. Let's see, we're on our lock screen now with the matching wallpaper that's on the box. And if we 3D touch, oh, it doesn't want to work. No, it doesn't want to work. I guess you can't 3D touch on the lock screen to animate the wallpaper. That doesn't make sense. Let me know in the comments, because I'm pretty sure you can 3D touch on the lock screen and make it animate, but for me it's not working. Yeah, no, not working. Alright, and to wrap up the video, let's take a look at Touch ID. So this phone actually introduced second generation Touch ID, which was so much faster than first generation Touch ID that they had to remove slide to unlock to replace it with press home to open, because the Touch ID sensor was so fast that you wouldn't even be able to read your notifications on the lock screen. So instead of having to slide to unlock, in later versions of iOS, you'd have to press home to open. And I thought it was iOS 9, but apparently not. I thought this device launched with Raise to Wake, but Raise to Wake is not here. So that must have been added in iOS 10 as well, where you could just raise the phone and it would wake the screen instead of having to press buttons manually here. But yeah, so that was a look at iOS 9 on this iPhone 6s. But as we take a look around the device, it is obviously in brand new condition. I mean, look at around this device, around the frame, there's not a single dent or scratch or scuff anywhere. This phone was legitimately sealed in its box since sometime around the end of 2015. So literally coming up in like 2 weeks on 10 years of this phone being in this box. Just incredible that I was able to get my hands on it. It is one of the, if not the greatest iPhone of all time. This device was supported all the way from iOS 9 to iOS 15. Insane support and longevity for this device. The A9 in here was way ahead of its time. Way more powerful than people ever gave it credit for. It introduced things like 3D touch, big features that had a impact on the everyday Apple devices we all use today. The haptic engine. It was the first iPhone to have a waterproof seal around the screen. It was the last iPhone to have a headphone jack, believe it or not. This was also the last iPhone to have a physical clicking home button. With the 7, they moved to the haptic home button, which was all thanks to the haptic engine that was added in this device. You know, huge front-facing camera upgrades. 5 megapixels from 1.2 megapixels. The 1.2 megapixel camera was, you know, the standard for years, but it looked like a potato you were taking a picture of. At least this, you know, you can get some respectable image quality from the 12 megapixel on the back with the 4K 30. What a huge step up in terms of camera quality here. This is just will go down in history as one of, if not the best iPhone of all time. But yeah guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. This is a rose gold 128 gigabyte iPhone 6s that was sealed in its box for 10 years. In this video, we opened it, we took a look at what was included in the box, and we discussed what made this phone special and its impact it had on the iPhone lineup as a whole and Apple as a whole and all its future products that would come to market thanks to the features that this phone added. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, getting this phone up and running with the battery replacement was a lot of work. I've never done a battery replacement on an iPhone before, but I managed to pull it off without breaking the device. This is honestly the most special and unique iOS device I've ever had the opportunity to get my hands on. Not only was it sealed, but it's running its original software version, iOS 9.3.1 to be exact. And this is something that I never thought I would have the opportunity to do. Crazy things happen in life, guys. I mean, yeah, I know it's stupid. It's an iPhone 6s. You know, what are you going to do with it today? Nothing. But it was still, you know, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to go back in time travel back 10 years ago when I was a freshman in high school. I remember I had one of these. I had a 6S Plus Space Gray 16 gigabyte in one of those massive OtterBox Defender cases. Oh my God. But you know, back then iOS 9 wasn't special, you know, because it was the latest and greatest. Now to be able to take a look at this 10 years later, running its original software, iOS 9. Not only that, but to have the rose gold, which was the new color at the time, and having it sealed in the box. What a treat to be able to look at this, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will have a video coming soon of a sealed iPhone 7 coming. So if you guys want to see that, subscribe down below and I'll see you guys there. But man, let's take one final look at this beautiful, beautiful device. Just look at it, guys. It's perfect. I'll see you guys later. Look at that rose gold on that